loosen up my boots, lock and load my guns. Am I all alone? Am I the only one that can feel this way? My oath has been betrayed. This ain't protecting freedom, this is digging in a grave. There's a force against my will to take aim, shoot and kill, to terrorize a land, and they do it with my hands. But the papers make it seem like I spread the dream, except the real story is a nightmare. The real story is a nightmare. The brothers that I lost, the ones that paid the cost, the innocent that lay in the streets of every day that I see with both my eyes. The loss of all the lives, the blood soaks in the sand, a result from their commands, and it haunts me in my dreams. The visions and the screams embedded in my brain, it's driving me insane. Now it's time to be a man, it's time to take a stand, do everything I can to stop the nightmare. You are not alone. You are not alone. I know the warrior, not the war. Support the warrior into your resistance. I know the warrior, not the war. Support the warrior into your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. You are not alone. You are not alone. I know the warrior, not the war. I know the warrior. I know the warrior, not the war. I know the warrior. I know the warrior, not the war. I know the warrior. I know the warrior, not the war. I know the warrior, not the war. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. I know the warrior, not the war. Support the warrior into your resistance. I know the warrior, not the war. Support the warrior into your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. Support to your resistance. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone.
Just let him come up to us. Everything together.
I'll meet you in the
He'll come to us.
Step right over here. This is for
Sergeant James Johnson. I don't know where to.
what service, do you know?
Army.
Good. There you go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good call. Thanks. All right. Well, while we're doing this, come on over. Because
Okay.
we're gonna run late.
All right. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
you're on your way out, aren't you? I was just going to, as you can see, we're with Truth Radio, and not a lot of times the media doesn't necessarily call it the truth. And I was just curious what
You've noticed?
I was just curious what your opinion was with the happenings with all the different scandals of the current presidency, whether or not Obama is impeachable.
Well, I'm losing count, because it all begins with Fast and Furious, and then it runs through the IRS enemies list, it runs through Benghazi, spying
Right.
on Americans. I got a colleague in Washington, they were monitoring his phones.
Oh, really?
James Rosen, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, nothing is out of bounds for this crowd.
Right.
Now
So
they've got a real disaster on their hands, not just trying to answer questions about why the VA is killing people instead of curing them. But they've got some real problems in a place called Iraq.
right.
They
Right.
haven't been telling the truth about that either.
Right. Absolutely. It's all kinds of things going on there. So I would guess your response would be that he is impeachable.
Well, no, and the reason he's not is because the Congress of the United States has been so grossly inept and incompetent that they couldn't figure out which end was up, much less how to draw up the articles of impeachment and then run the trial.
Right.
And that's never going to happen. So you've got a Senate that's run by abuse.
Right. I got you. So if you were in Congress, would you vote for impeachment?
Oh, I'd have asked for it a long time.
Okay.
I don't know of any president that's ever been as bad as him.
I got you. Well, do you see that you mentioned Fast and Furious? Do you see that correlating at all with the things that went on with the Iran-Contras? And
Fast and Furious was this administration sending guns across the Mexican border.
right.
Ended up killing American women. I don't know of any Americans that died because of Iran-Contra.
Well, I'd say maybe some people that were involved with using cocaine in South Central LA. That was
I'll tell you what, if you can figure them, I'll testify against them because I don't know of anybody that's doing cocaine.
well. What I'm talking about is the cocaine that was trafficked to be able to finance the Iran-Contras.
See, if that were true, why would I have done the things I did with Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, the Koreans, Sultan of Brunei?
Okay. Well, I know that Michael Rupert, former LA lawman, confronted the CIA on the trafficking of drugs in South Central LA, and
See, now
he
you-
said he was approached several times
Is that right?
by the CIA.
Is that right? So answer me this, since you know so much about Iran-Contra. Did I work for the CIA?
No, you did. Absolutely, I know you did. But I just know that.
And so would some of my closest friends be in the DEA if I was working drugs?
Well, I think it was in your journal that you made $14 million
I wish I
during
had.
the Iran-Contra.
I wouldn't be working this hard if I had.
Well, your journal's quoted as saying that $14 million that was used to finance some of the arms that was given to the Contras came from drug money. That came from your journal in the Iran-Contra hearings.
Undoubtedly, that was something someone had told me, and I reported it accordingly to Jack Long, who was the director of the DEA.
Well, thanks for clearing that up, Colonel. I think there's a couple other quotes
Go right
here.
ahead. You probably know more about those journals than I do.
Let's see here.
You got another side?
What's your opinion of? I know during the Iran-Contras, the term Rex 84 came up.
So what do you know about Rex 84?
I know that it's a strategic plan if some type of collapse happens in the United States, continuity of government.
No.
No?
It's not about continuity of government.
Continuity government. Yeah.
Okay.
What's continuity government mean?
Well, when I was in the Coast Guard, I was involved in a lot of FEMA incident command structure training,
Yeah?
and it was about setting up that kind of command structure in case there was a disaster or something, and there was basically a suspension of constitutional law.
Really?
Yeah, is that not what it has to do with?
You'd have to show me that law because the
Well,
thing...
even if it doesn't say
I'm sorry.
suspension of...
Excuse me, I thought you asked me a question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
No, that's right.
Well, even if it doesn't say suspension of constitutional law, when all the agencies come together and there's no due process or anything like that, that's basically suspension of constitutional law. And,
Who called for that?
well, I'm talking
Think
about
Ronald
what
Reagan would have called for that?
I'm talking about what I learned as part of my incident command system training.
I have no idea
Which-
what command you were
Well,
working
it was
with.
it was a
should've locked him
FEMA
up.
training, and wasn't Rex 84 under FEMA?
No,
It didn't have anything to do with FEMA.
no, it had a lot to do with FEMA.
Well, what
a lot
did
to
it
do
have?
With every branch of the military, and here's what it was all about: is making sure that the government of the United States was never headed by somebody wearing a uniform. It was always going to be a constitutional civilian succession to the presidency of the United States. in the event of a Soviet nuclear attack.
So all the
So
stuff.
since you know so much, what was the time of flight for the missile from the Virginia Capes, cruise missile, and the backfire of Bison bomber? What was the time of flight for them?
But is that not the time that?
No, excuse me, I was just asking. I don't mind, do you?
I'm not claiming that I know so much. I just know that I've read about
you guys are just
internment
standing here
camps.
throwing questions at me about
Well, I'm
accusing
just-
me of overriding the
Well, what we're all
Constitution.
concerned about, I think, is the internment camps that people have talked about. Rex
Where?
84, is that not part of Rex 84? There's
First
nothing
I've-
about
first-
internment camps.
First I've heard of that from anybody except
Okay,
the
well,
Police
thanks
Organization.
for clearing that
Well,
up.
the congressman that said we'll talk about it later, I don't remember his name, is from Hawaii. Why would he not want to go on record about it?
You'd have to ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, all I did was answer the questions. I didn't ask him.
Okay.
But a lot of the planes that were used to send humanitarian aid to Nicaragua for the Contras were also registered as planes that were used to ship drugs back and forth.
Got me. I know of one, and he
Well,
was.
surely you've
double
heard
agent
about
for
it.
us.
You heard
Oh, I
about it
know.
during the hearings.
He was a double agent.
He was a
working
double
for us,
agent?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he was murdered.
So to your knowledge, there's never
know
been a
that?
time.
Did you know Barry Seal?
Barry
was
Seal,
murdered?
yeah. I was actually.
That's the guy.
So if Jeb Bush runs for president in 2016, will your name be brought back out?
I don't know. I don't have the gift of prophecy.
Did you or George H.W. Bush put a hit on this
On who?
on the CIA drug trafficker
Barry Seal.
Barry Seal?
Did I put a hit?
Yeah. Did you have him
I've killed a
murdered?
lot of people in my day. Every one of them was firing at me when they died. You understand what I'm saying? Do you?
I understand what's coming out of your mouth.
Good. Did I put a hit?
Yeah. Did you have him
I've killed a
murdered?
lot of people in my day. Every one of them was firing at me when they died. You understand what I'm saying? Do you? Did I put a hit?
Yeah. Did you have him
I've killed a
murdered?
lot of people in my day. Every one of them was firing at me when they died. You understand what I'm saying? Do you?
So, to your knowledge, though, there were no drugs used by the U.S. government to fund the Contras.
None.
No drug money. Okay. Well, thanks for answering our questions.
Well, have a nice day.
One question from the cameraman. How's it going? What do you think about the NDAA?
The NVAA,
NDAA.
the National Defense Authorization Act.
Yes, sir.
I have not read the most recent copy of it. The last one I read had a thing in it called the Bowen Amendment.
I think indefinite detention of Americans is still in there.
Yeah.
Still in there.
Yeah, it was first put in what, 2012 or 2011?
Yeah, was I in office then?
No, we were just wondering your thoughts on it. We're not accusing you
That's
of
a
it.
personal opinion.
First have heard of it.
Oh, really?
First
What
have
about the
heard.
Patriot Act? You were in office then, weren't you? No.
You guys,
But you
weren't even born
Folks, we
yet.
need to go, bro. Thank you so much.
but you appear in the news media all the time.
I work for the news media. I work for
Exactly.
Fox
So
News.
you're not aware of any of these
What-
issues.
You know what I do for Fox News?
What do you do?
I cover soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. People
But-
who are heroes serving our country in faraway places who get shot at every day. That's what I do for Fox News. My only beat. Don't do politicians, don't do Brittany, don't do assholes like you. That's what I do for Fox News. My only beat. Don't do politicians, don't do Brittany, don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you.
Don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you. Don't do assholes like you.
Let's tell our friend about there's a million ways to show support. All we got is each other, my brothers and sisters. These people at the top will shit all over us. They kill us all in this room right now and not lose any sleep. So I say we return the favor. Wow.